Hello again. Here we are. We are doing Chapter 5 Vocabulary for Reading Comprehension on the book Squirrel Girl, Squirrel Meets World by Shannon Hale. First word we have is particularly. It's an adverb and means to a higher degree than is usual or average. The example they're giving here is, I don't particularly want to be reminded of that time. So, yeah, if you don't particularly like the smell of a room or something like that, then you really dislike it to a higher degree than is usual or average. Next one is harassing, noun. The action of subjecting someone to aggressive pressure or intimidation. It can also be an adjective if you're like saying that this harassing behavior is a common occurrence in many places, then it can also be an adjective. But if you, yeah, pretty much it's mostly used as a noun though, and it means sometimes the person who is doing the harassing is a friend. That's the example they give here. So next is smear. Coat or mark something messily or carelessly with a greasy or sticky substance. His face was smeared with dirt is the example they give here. You can also, I think of like car mechanics are smeared with grease on their arms and faces often, and yeah, that's how they were using it in the book. Next is efficient, adjective, and it's especially used in conjunction with systems or machines, things of a mechanical nature, and it means achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. So you've probably heard like LEDs are a lot more efficient than traditional incandescent light bulbs. They are much more efficient because they're only shining their light. The only light that they give off is in the spectrum of light that we see, whereas incandescent, a lot of the light that it's giving off and the energy that it's using goes towards the infrared spectrum, which we can't see, or on the other side, the ultraviolet spectrum. We can't see that. So because LEDs only shine light that's within this much of the spectrum of light, they're much more efficient. This one's kind of fun. Hooligan, noun, a violent young troublemaker, typically one of a gang. So yeah, you think of like the naughty boys that are on the streets in the old like newsies and things like that, and I don't know that those were terribly so much hooligans as they weren't so violent, but they were young troublemakers, so I guess that applies too. Next is exposed. It is an adjective, means not covered or hidden, and it means, yeah, basically you're visible. So let's see. Let's say that a soldier is trying to make his way back and crawl out of a bad battle into safe territory, but there's no trees around him. In fact, there's not even any grass anymore. There's just dirt beneath him. Even though he's trying to get as low to the ground as he can, he's still exposed. He's still 100% easy to spot, and yeah, you don't want to be exposed in that situation. Next is ineffective, adjective, not producing any significant or desired effect. So, yeah, some days I feel like I am an ineffective intervener. I hope that's not the case. I hope I'm just worrying too much. Next word is gingivitis. It is inflammation of the gums around the teeth. And it's a form of gum disease that causes really inflamed gums. mostly comes from just not brushing your teeth enough. Next we have documentary. It is a movie or television or radio program that provides factual record or report. Well, that's a really fancy way of saying is that it's basically just a program that's meant to inform you about something, usually something that's happened. You could do it on just a subject, like you could do a documentary on just, it's a program about lions or something like that, but oftentimes it's about history, and so documentaries are often about events that have happened. This one is my favorite one that we've actually read about so far. The word is synchronized. So to synchronize something it's a verb. It means to cause to occur or operate at the same time or rate. So soldiers used watches to synchronize movements. It's kind of a really unclear way of just saying, like, if everyone is doing the same dance together, then all of their movements are synchronized. If, you've probably heard of synchronized swimmers where they're all swimming at the same rate and making the same movements at the same moment. But yeah, it's really just meant to match up your timing with someone else, or to match up something's timing with something else. Alright, that is all we got for 5. Hope this finds you well, and we'll see you in the next.